Now let's talk about how to do well. Everybody wants to do well on the subject, and here's how to do it. The first thing is that teams that form well and work together well do much better than those that don't. Right? I've seen this happen in a number of circumstances where a team of egomaniacs don't actually get along too well together, and they think they know it all and just go at it. And somehow they don't get the good results. On the other hand, I've seen a team of people that collaborate well, work together well, and produce really, really good results. So I would like you to form a good team. Now, it's very hard to produce a good work if the team continually disagrees. That is, it's a bunch of egomaniacs and do not support each other well. So your team formation and your team management matters. Each team allocates the marks within the team. Now, I've mentioned that before. So in midterm, you get marked out of 25. So that pool of marks gets sent back to the team. I ask you to distribute those marks among the team and send it back to me. You do it again at the end of the term. So that way you can be rewarded for doing extra work or punished for doing not enough work. Now at the team launch, get to know each other. You're not going to be the best of buddies. You're not required to be. You're simply required to get along together well enough to do the work. The team charter is being adopted increasingly in industry as a means of getting a team functioning well together. And it generally addresses how will the team conduct this project? What are the conventions? For example, when will you meet face to face? How will you hold meetings? If you're holding meetings over Skype, what's the etiquette involved? If you disagree, how are you going to resolve the disagreements? What happens if somebody can't actually be at a meeting? What happens if somebody doesn't do their work? All these things you should think about and decide how are you going to deal with them. Some people deal with small lapses, like somebody didn't turn up or was late to a meeting. They get to buy cookies next time, or drinks or pizza or something like that. So the team charter tries to set out how the team is going to behave within the project and how they will deal with each other, how they will treat each other. Project management is fairly essential. This may look like a small system, a small project, but it's just big enough to require a certain amount of management. Right? If you don't manage it, then it probably won't work out well. There's more to this project than simply writing code and getting it to work. We've proved that time and time again. So you've got to plan the work and make it visible to everyone. Everybody needs to understand who's doing what, what's going to happen, how their work fits in with whatever else is going on. You also must track the work and adjust your ambitions to match your capabilities. We see that again and again too. So that's project management. You must deliver to the customer. This subject is to teach you the full cycle of software development, not to showcase your coding skills. We know you're pretty good at coding. We've got other subjects that test that out. And I've often had students who try to tell me that they produced a really superb one of these things with this fabulous feature that I didn't ask for. Well, it may have that fabulous feature that I didn't ask for. I don't care. Has it got the features I did ask for it? There are some basic requirements. I look for those. Building extra features does not gain marks. Being able to explain your decision gets marks. Being able to explain why you decided or what you did is the best alternative in the circumstances gets marks. Okay, that's the marking scheme. And you should pay attention to it. Organizations want you to deal with the problem you have in front of you, not the problem you want to have in front of you. Okay, we have this all the time from organizations. You know? Whatever the problem is, I've got a database designed to fix it. Or whatever the problem is, interactions design will fix it, or something like that. Whatever the specialty is. Well, you might be right. but you're going to have to explain to me what that problem is and why you're proposing that particular solution to the problem. So solve the problem in front of you. Your work must be competent. That is, that's acceptable. I can use that, and we'll run with that. If it's not acceptable, if I want it revised, something's missing, something deficient, that's 2 out of 5. If it's so bad, it's simply go away and do it again, or give it to someone else to do it again, that's 1. You have to, if you've done something, it has to be recognized. But if it's no good, it's only worth 1 out of 5. Better work is where you can explain why what you're proposing addresses the requirements you started with. So if it's why these requirements arise from the stakeholder statements and the stakeholders' quality requirements, you have to explain why you've chosen that. If you can do that, that's worth 4 out of 5. If you can explain why the design addresses the requirements, 4 out of 5. If you can't explain why the design addresses the requirements, you simply got a design, 3 out of 5. If you can produce several alternatives and explain the merits of each and the disadvantages of each, and then argue which one is the best one, then that's worth 5 out of 5. And that sounds easy, doesn't it? Well, when you've got so many things to explain, that's actually a lot of work. And people find they're running out of time and energy, and it's really, really hard to do that for everything that you should do it for. But that's the marking scheme, and that's how you do well in this subject. So welcome to SDP for 2018. I hope you enjoy yourself, and I'll see you in class.